Is Dubai's glittering facade beginning to crack? In a world of economic challenges, political complexities, and growing international scrutiny, the iconic city faces a host of unprecedented issues. Join us as we delve into the heart of Dubai's struggles and explore the questions that demand answers. Dubai's political economy relies on underground financial transactions, organized criminal activities, and funding derived from conflicts. Despite these factors, Dubai and the United Arab Emirates, UAE, maintain a positive international reputation. A significant number of leading global corporations choose to establish their regional offices in Dubai, with 138 out of the world's top 500 companies, in terms of revenue, having their regional headquarters located there. Over the past decade, the United States has conducted approximately $27 billion in arms sales to the UAE, a nation that former US Secretary of State James Mattis once affectionately referred to as Little Sparta. Dubai's unique position as a global crossroads, facilitating connections between less transparent networks and the international financial system, is underpinned by its intricate and interdependent relationship with the UAE's national government, headquartered in Abu Dhabi. On the global stage, the UAE government presents itself as refined, cooperative, and eager to adopt anti-corruption measures. Dubai faces a significant challenge in reducing its problematic role in facilitating illicit financial flows, and a key hurdle is its heavy reliance on such economic activities. A substantial portion of Dubai's attractiveness as a global trade and financial hub hinges on its willingness to engage with questionable characters and transactions. While many countries are tightening their regulations around banking and beneficial ownership for businesses, Dubai stands as an exception. For instance, while nations like the United States and Switzerland have taken steps to crack down on the trade in conflict gold and minerals, Dubai's oversight of its gold supply chain remains lax, and it continues to re-export gold internationally with little scrutiny. Dubai's economic vulnerability further compounds this issue. The emirate suffered a severe financial crisis beginning in 2008, marked by a significant downturn in real estate prices, and it has struggled to fully recover ever since. Although Abu Dhabi provided substantial financial support to cushion the blow, a considerable portion of the capital remains unaccounted for. Dubai's economy relies heavily on foreign direct investment, state-owned enterprises. The city itself engages in minimal manufacturing. Additionally, Dubai's workforce primarily consists of foreign laborers, with many Emirati citizens opting for state employment rather than participating in the private sector. Looking ahead, the global economic downturn triggered by the COVID-19 pandemic, exacerbated regionally by plummeting crude oil prices, poses a substantial threat to Dubai's economy. Dubai actively bolsters its international standing by investing significant resources in hosting various global events and conferences. Both Dubai and the wider UAE demonstrate their commitment not only by providing venues for important international gatherings, but also by covering the travel and accommodation expenses of delegates, particularly those from economically challenged developing nations. An illustrative instance of this is Abu Dhabi's hosting of the Conference of the State Parties to the United Nations Convention Against Corruption in December 2019. However, it is crucial to recognize that the positive portrayal of Dubai on the international stage does not go unchallenged. Moreover, the UAE's parliament is merely advisory, and even then, only a carefully chosen electorate is permitted to vote for a pre-selected group of candidates, rendering it one of the least democratic legislative bodies globally. Dubai's Emirati citizens, numbering approximately 263,000 out of the Emirates' total population of 3.4 million, receive substantial subsidies in exchange for compliance. Those who advocate for change often face severe repercussions. For instance, a petition signed by 133 Emirati individuals led to a harsh crackdown, resulting in the arrest of numerous signatories and their legal advocates. The UAE government cannot use a lack of law enforcement or domestic intelligence capacity as an excuse for not detecting and combating illicit activities and suspicious financial transactions. Emirati law enforcement has a track record of selectively cooperating with Western countries, notably the United States, on issues of shared concern. As demonstrated in this report, such cooperation has led to the exposure and apprehension of some terrorism financiers. Additionally, the UAE has recently strengthened its laws related to anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism. This collaborative relationship evolved in part due to past incidents, such as Iran's use of Dubai for smuggling nuclear materials and evading sanctions in the 1990s. Similarly, following the September 11, 2001, terrorist attacks in the United States, Dubai faced substantial criticism for its role as a hub for terrorism financing and as the residence of 2 of the 19 hijackers. At least 9 hijackers transited through Dubai with the assistance of local individuals who facilitated their travel arrangements. Moreover, an individual allegedly involved in financing the attacks resided and worked in one of Dubai's free trade zones. In the early 2000s, Dubai also came under suspicion as a conduit for smuggling gold on behalf of the Taliban following the regime's collapse. Consequently, Dubai has sought to emphasize its cooperation in anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing efforts with the United States and the Middle East and North Africa Financial Action Task Force. However, it's important to note that despite such high-profile cooperation, many transnational criminals continue to operate in Dubai. The selective nature of Dubai's collaboration on international crime fighting, sanctions enforcement, and counter-terrorism indicates that its reluctance to comprehensively address its role in global illicit financial activities is a deliberate choice rather than a result of capacity constraints. Dubai has taken action against Iranian sanction violators when under pressure. The UAE government conducted an audit of all Iranian trade in 2017, partly to have the capability to address it if necessary. Dubai and the UAE have implemented robust electronic public surveillance systems. For instance, the UAE acquired technology known as Evident, developed by a Danish subsidiary of BAE, which enables the government to intercept internet traffic, track individuals' mobile phone locations, and decrypt encrypted communications. Emirati journalists and advocates for democracy have been targeted using these tools as well. In 2016, the UAE government reportedly enlisted the services of a firm called Dark Matter to locate, track, and hack the phones of dissidents, human rights activists, political leaders, and individuals, including some US citizens who were critical of the Emirati government. Well, that's all for today's video. If you found this video informative, please consider liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel for more thought-provoking content. Don't forget to leave your comments and suggestions down below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.